What if property taxes just went away? What if you didn't have to pay property taxes anymore?
Okay, fine. But aren't they going to get their bag one way or another?
Listen, Debbie.
No, it's like magic.
Oh.
Now you see them, now you don't.
Okay.
Listen, Debbie Downer.
Well.
Can we just start with an exciting topic for a second?
All right.
Can we just say that for
better or worse?
More so than any time in my lifetime, this is like actually a conversation. And no, I don't think this is going to happen, but it's a more real, more likely, has to be dealt with conversation than ever before in my life.
If it happens, I would say real magic does exist.
Okay.
Is this one of those things where politicians, it's just a hot thing that they talk about, but it could never get pushed through?
It always has been that.
Okay.
But more than ever, it looks like, man, there are some people that might really try to solve the riddle. And it's a riddle. And we'll get into it a little bit later.
It's a state thing, right?
Yeah. So it's state by state, but it's not even that simple. But
somebody's been learning things, Courtney.
Courtney learns real estate. I'm so proud of her. We'll get into that a little bit more as we make our way through the show, as well as cover a bunch of other topics. If you want to talk about your DFW area residential real estate needs, questions, wants, curiosities, all you've got to do is call the phone number. Come on now, Courtney, help me out. 214-310-0008. Or you can just go online too.
TouchMoneyTeam.com.
But we are here right now, so you might as well call or text 214-310-0008. I know you already have that saved in your phone. That way, anytime you have real estate needs of any kind, whether you're just looking for a roofer, plumber, home warranty company, mortgage help, or a question about buying, selling, or investing in Dallas-Fort Worth area real estate, you call or text us, 214-310-0008. Now, the first segment of the show for so long and still is brought to you by
my man, Patrick Glaros. That's who you need to reach out to. Him and his team can take great care of you. PatrickGlaros.com is where you're going to go. You can start an application right there on his website. You can reach out to him with questions. If you have them, you can do that through the website as well. If you're looking to get a mortgage, refinance, if you just have just general questions about, hey, what is going on right now? I need some advice. I need some thoughts about when to do this. You can reach out to Patrick. PatrickGlaros.com, Glaros, PatrickGlaros.com, or if you forget that, head over to TouchMoneyTeam.com, click on the radio tab, and you can find all of the recommended pros and winners we talk about on the show right there.
Nailed it. Okay, folks, listen, we are going to get to the really important stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about property taxes. Could they go away? How, maybe, should, would, whatever. We're also going to talk about real tree or fake tree. Not now. Real tree or fake tree? Are you looking for smell, cleanliness? Are there allergies involved? We'll get to it. I will express the single greatest Christmas tree fact for people with a big backyard before the end of this radio show.
Bold statement.
And if not, we'll blame Courtney. So remind me, Courtney, if I have not yet shared the single greatest Christmas tree fact for people with a bigger backyard, then you say, Todd, you have to share the single greatest Christmas tree fact for people with a bigger backyard. That's how you should say it.
Okay.
Okay.
The single.
Can I play the game of what does Google say is the single greatest Christmas tree fact?
Yes, but save it.
Okay, I'll
tease it. Tease it. That's a radio strategy, Ian.
Got it.
Listen, DFW Real Estate Weekly is the show. And if you miss us live right here on the radio, you've got to go check out the podcast where there's some bonus episodes. You get a little bit more full price Courtney. You get a little bit more aggravated Ian. You get the Yanni Donnie. You get the whole package. There are some bonus episodes. And of course, if you've missed any of these episodes, you can always catch up on those. Anywhere you get your podcast. I don't care if you do Amazon for your podcast, Amazon Music. Maybe you do your Apple podcast. Maybe you're a Spotify person. I don't care. Whatever you. Or
anywhere.
You can just go to YouTube if you want. We got all kinds of channels and all kinds of videos. They're there for you and your friends, and I think you should share them. I'm biased. We're not trying to be the most cinematic, clever YouTubers on the planet, but we have been trying for a decade or more to get you really good, helpful DFW area real estate information, radio, podcast, YouTube, in-person, newsletter, books, all over the darn place. So check it out. We do have a bunch of questions that we want to get to, but Ian seems very eager. Don't spoil.
No. I mean, the fact is phenomenal that I found. But I don't know if it's the greatest ever, but it might be the second greatest ever, depending on what your one is. Yeah, but I'm curious because Spotify Wrapped came out this week.
Wrapped?
I'm curious.
I don't know what that is. Are we doing an ad for them?
No.
Okay, I don't want to.
But it gives you the top podcasts that you listen to throughout the year. I wonder if anybody listening had us in their top 5 podcasts.
Listen,
Anybody?
I don't mean to be cagey.
Anybody?
But if you did, we'll straight up reward you. We'll bribe you.
Anybody?
Like I will
Send us a message.
What do you need? You need a hoodie? You need a team hoodie? You need a team hat? Do you need books?
Right.
You want signed
swag.
books?
Yeah, we got you.
You want us to come speak at your event? What do you need? We're here for you. If when you look at your like user time on your phone or your top podcast listen to, and we're in the top 5, you let us know. 214-310-0008.
Or email a screenshot. Take a screenshot of the top 5. Send it to Courtney.
Sure, just text it. 214-310-0008. Okay, I know we have some questions we wanted to get into today. It's been a little bit since we just did a rapid fire listener, friend, client question and answer. So let's get to it, and then we will pay off the property tax and the Christmas tree.
Todd, is now a good time to sell?
Yes.
I mean, it's December 6th.
Yeah, it is a good time to sell. And this is what I would say. Go ahead and do your normal, what realtor...
When are you going to tell me it's not a good time to sell?
When you and your family and your finances are not ready. That's what I'm going to tell you, right? So if you said to me, Todd, is this the best time to sell in history? No, it is not the best time to sell. That would have been like the first day you had something to sell, right? And the reason for that is, by the way, that was a joke. It's case by case, right? When was the best day for you? When was your home on your street in your neighborhood or your townhome or your condo or your lot or whatever at peak value? That's just not a thing that applies to everyone. Now, if you're telling me is now the best time to sell a home, that's case by case also. But if you're saying, if I want or need to sell right now, is it a good time to sell? Yes. If you have a pro that's going to customize a strategy for you that fits your timing, that achieves your financial goals, that makes sure that isn't a massive burden and nuisance to you. And you hear me pick on these guaranteed cash offer people all the time because they're like, oh, we'll help you avoid the massive burden of showing your home and getting it ready. Is that a massive burden? No. Is there some work to be done? Mm-hmm. Yes. Is it worth doing a little bit of work to get $50,000 more for your house and not get scammed by a billboard wholesaler? That's what they are, by the way, wholesalers. Yes, I think it is. But if you're like, I don't freaking care about the $50,000, call us on that one too, and I'll have a real live local homeowner buy that. Or maybe you'll just only leave $40,000 on the table. But like, if you want to leave a bunch of money on the table, we've got a bunch of local families that would benefit from that more than a flipper out of Georgia or somebody else that's not from here and doesn't care about you at all.
Can I tell you a really funny anecdote about how small work and big payoff can line up together?
If you'll go quickly, yes.
I will go quickly. Okay. So I challenged my daughter a week ago because I sometimes ask her to do some things around the house. Why do I have to do that? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to keep track of every time I ask you to do something versus every time you ask me to do something for you. Ooh. So she did, and I forgot about it, and she surprised me this week with it. And it was like 9-6 her to me. Then I said, here's what I want you to do. And she goes, I'm doing so much more than you're doing. And I said, okay, great.
She said that to you?
Yeah, she said that to me. And I said, here's what I now want you to do. And we're going to go through your list, and we're going to add up how much time all the things you did took versus all the time my things took. Her 9 things took like 18 minutes to do.
Right.
It's like take out the trash, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Pick your
sweater. So then she's
up.
like, yeah, I mean, it's just like so much. And I'm like, okay. And I pay you $10 a week allowance to do 18 minutes of work.
To be a member of our family.
So then we did all the math for what that would work out to be in a year. And I said, I'm paying you just under $63,000 if you're on an hourly salary of, I basically rounded up. I said $30 an hour. I said it's $62,400, I think it was. And she goes, yeah, I'm overpaid.
Yeah.
And I went,
yeah,
okay,
I'm not putting in that kind of work, Dad.
Wow.
It was so funny, though.
Man. What a moment. What a powerful parenting moment.
Yeah. I don't know where that fit into this radio show.
Because you said if you do a little bit of work, you make $50,000. My daughter did a little bit of work.
Like you clean your house and leave a few times.
There you go.
Anyway, even that was a bit sidetracked on your question, is now a good time to sell? And the reason the answer is almost always yes. It is not always yes. But there's a strategy for every market. So if you called me and said, hey, it's early December and I want to sell and I'd like to sell in the next 60 days and average days for homes in my area to sell is 55, I would say, look, we guarantee to sell your home over the average price. You'll get more than your neighbors on average and under the average time, less than that normal time in your market. Every time. Now, the only time we don't offer that is if we've met and we don't think you have reasonable expectations or that you've been honest with us or that your home is positioned, well, or whatever the case is. We might say, look, we're not asking you for your business. We can't guarantee that for you, or we aren't confident, or whatever the case is. But once we have said, like, yeah, this is a realistic goal, then yes, it's a good time to sell. Now, if you said, I want twice what my house is worth no matter what, I don't care, then we would just say, we're not a good fit for you. That's not a realistic. I hope you get it, but we don't think we can get that for you. That's not reasonable. We're going to get you more than the average and faster than the average, but not fantasy made up numbers. So it may be a bad time for that. It may not be like the best time in the calendar of any and every year, assuming all things were the same, but all things are never the same. So that's the answer with the caveat and the explanation. I know we had some other questions.
Well, but how long would it take for it to sell?
Yeah, again, depends on you, right? So are you in Plano? Are you in Weatherford? Are you in Aledo? Are you in Allen? It depends on where you are. What do you have? A 4-bedroom, a 5-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a townhome, a condom, 0 lot line, 5 acres, 2 acres, whatever the case is.
Does it need work doing to it? How much work is doing to it?
Yeah. Do you owe more than it's worth, or do you have $200,000 in equity? All those things will drive how we market it, how long it takes for you to be ready to be on the market, how flexible you are with showings and marketing and all these things. So I know that's an annoying answer, but anybody that gives you an off-the-cuff simple answer does not have your best interest in mind, or they're not an expert, or they're just guessing, or something worse.
What? It's funny. Well, it's funny because we get asked that question a lot, right? And I hear myself, and I hear Gibson, and I hear others on our team answering that by saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? There is no way to know how long your house is going to take to sell.
I can tell you that in Dallas-Fort Worth right now, the average days on market is 59 days or whatever it is.
I can give you an average.
But that's irrelevant to you,
right?
Who's in one neighborhood and one zip code and one school district on one side of the highway. Like,
well, the way we say is like, hey, your house is unique. Yeah. No matter if you think your house is similar to other houses because it was built in a community where there might be 3 or 4 or 5 different types of houses, your house is unique.
You have a giant live oak.
There is something different about your home.
The other thing I tell people is averages are liars. So you're like, oh, here's the data in the market. Well, that's everyone lumped in together. That is never, ever, ever going to represent you, except for the rare 0.01% occasion where you just happen to be the one out of 3,700 properties that is basically statistically average. So that's where, like, newspaper headlines, you hear me always picking on them. It's not that I'm saying all the writers and journalists are liars or deceivers or harmful. It's that generalized information is often more harmful than it's helpful. And it is never specific to you, your family, your situation, your finances, your timeline, your house, your street. The city comes in and rips up the road and replaces the water main out in front of your house. Well, your value just changed. The speed to sell your home just changed. People's perception just changed. Your neighbor gets a new really loud dog. I'm sorry, but that just changed people's perception of your value, their desire to own your home. And any agent that's like, oh, right now, about a month, that's dangerous. It doesn't mean they're wrong, though, but it just means that is way too simplified of an approach, and it's dangerous. And it's not a sign of someone that you would want to trust to lead you.
Okay, but will you say what the worst month to sell is? Because I would think it's right now.
Statistically speaking, in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, I say it, and I say it loudly every year, it's August.
Oh.
It is the culmination of the hottest, unbearable outdoor heat and back to school and the end of summer and the transition of holidays. But I'm even cautious when I say that, because some years that doesn't end up being statistically true. But on average, most years, the cycle that doesn't mean it's the fewest homes sold. It means you, as a seller, have the least amount of leverage. Really, it's the middle of August, that back to school 2 to 3 week period, but it fleshes out to basically be the month of August. And so, I will give you an answer. My hesitation is not because I don't have one or don't want to give you one. It's because I don't want to give you information that then you misuse and it harms you.
Well, and it depends on what the plan is for that month, right? Like, I know on our team this year, we're saying Generally speaking, August is the worst time to sell your house. September was one of our best months this year.
Which means we did a lot of good work in
August.
Yes.
But it's because we had plans for the clients that needed to have the plans. But if you just approach it and just go to somebody that's going to say, yeah, sure, we'll list your house.
That's why you hear me say things like generally, statistically, normally. We're not normal, or we wouldn't be here. We're offering a guarantee to outperform normal. By the way, if you do want to sell a house right now, you don't make your decision based on a radio show or an ad. You need to sit down face to face with a world-class professional who does this full time, who specializes in whatever it is that you need, your property type or your situation or your timeline or your finances or your decisions or whatever it is. And you need to evaluate, what is their approach? How would they customize that for you? What is their track record? And so, we've got more 5-star reviews than any team in North Texas, and we've got full-time agents who dedicate their lives to being, their careers to being specialized in working only with sellers, or only with buyers. That's who we are. That's what we believe in. We believe that's the best way, and I believe our agents are the best in the business. You can call us at 214-310-0008, or you can just Google Todd Tremonti and read some of those reviews, or you can go to
ToddTremontiTeam.com.
We just got together this week with all of our team and spouses, significant others, and celebrated that exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Celebrated the amount of families we got to help this year. Celebrated the amount of families we didn't get to help this year, but we met with them, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the right time for them. So when Courtney said, you always say it's right time. No, we don't.
Literally at our company Christmas party, Jeremy was talking about the number of people he's excited about for next year or the next year, because he told them this year, hey, this is not the best time.
Not the right time for you.
It's not the best time for you.
Okay, well, we've been talking a lot about selling. Is it a good time to buy? So
that's where there's a little more pep in my step. I would say it's a very good time to buy. Now, again, is it the best time ever? That's case by case. And no, if mortgage rates were zero, part of that would be great for you, but it would create so much competition, it would drive homes up. So it's a very complex question. But generally speaking, I think as a buyer right now, I would be as optimistic right now as I've been in a very long time. Now, of course, prices were lower 50 years ago. So that's silliness to talk about that kind of thing. But right now I would say, do I think it's going to get better for me as a buyer in the future than it is right now? And I would say, I don't think it's going to get much better for buyers than it is right now for quite a while. And what I mean by that is I think home values are going to continue to go up. In some areas in our market over the last few years, they've gone down a little bit. I think they're back on a bit of an uptick, and I think next year will be not a tremendously bigger, but a little bit bigger uptick than the last couple of years. I think mortgage rates will stay about where they are, if not come down a little bit more. I don't know that, but that's what I think. And so I think there'll be a little bit more competition from other buyers. There'll be a little bit less inventory as we head into like next spring and summer. I think there'll be a little bit more optimism in the media. So all that says to me that buying a house will get a little bit more expensive, a little bit more competitive, or a little bit harder. So I'm not saying like it's the cheapest ever, the best rates ever. I'm saying if I had a chance to buy today or next year, I would want to buy today. And I would tell my buyers, as long as it works out for you and your family and your finances, I would encourage you to buy now. I would also encourage you to buy in December from a seller who feels like they missed their chance to sell in 2025. And most of them are thinking stereotypically that their next best chance will be in next May or June, which is a long way away. And so I'd rather buy from them now and have them go, look, I'll give you a little bit better deal just to get this done. And I'll give you a little bit more freedom. And you don't have as many buyers to compete with right now. And rates are good. Maybe they're not world-class best ever, but they're pretty fair. And you don't have to compete as much. So you get a little bit better price, and the seller will do a few repairs for you. That's going to net out to a great buy opportunity for you.
Todd says he has more pep in his step. I'd like to introduce a new segment off the cuff called Where Did That Phrase Come From?
Oh.
Do you know the origin of the phrase pep in my step?
I do not.
It comes from that I'm really glad, because this would have been a bad segment otherwise.
Yeah.
It is the shortened form of the word pepper, which was used during the mid-19th century, where it meant energy or spirit. I have a little bit more energy in my step.
Yeah.
A bit more spirit in my step.
Spirit.
A little pep in my
I
step.
knew what I was saying. I just didn't know why I was saying it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well,
now you know.
I like to know things.
Yep.
Okay, well, so what about in the spirit of buying? Do you think real estate is still a good investment?
Yes. And I think it's a very good question. I gave you a very quick answer because I'm very, very, very clear on this. But I think the marketplace, the consumer, the American population is less clear on it. I think they are asking that question. So I love that you asked it on behalf of all of our listeners.
Good job,
and friends
Courtney.
I mean, that's why she put it on the list.
She learns real estate.
But here's the thing. I think people also have that same level of discomfort and uncertainty about everything right now in the economy and the culture and finances. Like, I don't know, do I trust the stock market? Is it manipulated by 4 big giant companies? Is it foreign investment that's driving all this? Blah, blah. Here's why real estate will continue to be a great investment. Is it the best investment for you? Again, case by case. Does it outperform the market? Sometimes. What market are we even talking about? But here's the thing. People need housing. We're in America. Whether we like to admit it or not, we're generally spoiled as a country. We've got more freedoms and more opportunities than I think any place on the planet. So people are going to continue to buy homes. They're going to continue to buy, honestly, more house than they truly need. I don't judge that. I'm just saying we're not living in like bare minimum. Most of us in America that have the means are living in a home that we're proud of, that we want to share and use and feel comfortable and in all those things. I don't think that trend is going anywhere. Last few years, we've seen a dramatic slowing of the pace of like, well, I just want a nicer one. I want a bigger one. I'll just sell this one and buy that one. We've seen a season of people going, the one I've got is good enough. I don't want to overpay. I don't want to, leave this great rate, or it's not worth it to get, a little bit more living space for whatever. So certainly those things ebb and flow, but people still want homes. People still need homes. People still want a little bit more home than they need. People still rent homes. More people are renting basically than ever in the United States, and rental rates have held really firm. They have stopped rapidly climbing. In some areas, rental rates have dipped a tiny bit too, but rental properties are still an excellent investment. And the inventory of homes that are available to the public is really squeezed right now. There are a small percentage of homes that are owned by institutional investors, a bigger percentage than ever before. There are a lot of homes that are being built to be held as rentals by big investment groups. I don't think that's like the biggest factor, but it's a big factor. Also, the affordability of housing is less than it used to be. It is tougher to own a home, which makes home ownership more scarce, which in effect makes it more valuable. All those are reasons that from a financial perspective, investing in real estate, meaning investing in the home you have, or 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 more, I absolutely with complete confidence believe will continue to be a great investment and may be a better investment than ever before because they may be harder to come by than ever before.
Okay, well, I mean, do we have time for one more question, or
let's tease one here, and it's one that we've had to talk about many, many, many times, but
Christmas trees?
Nope. The Federal Reserve, is going to make a decision on the federal funds rate, the interbanking rate, very, very soon. Then we will see what mortgage markets and banks and interest rates and bonds and all these things do.
And then we'll see about Christmas trees?
They may do nothing. So when we get back, we can talk a little bit more about interest rates. We will definitely talk about whether real trees or fake trees are the way to go. And we will also discuss whether there is any real chance of property taxes across the country, but certainly here in the state of Texas, going down or going away. We'll be right back after this. Could property taxes go away, and are real Christmas trees better than fake Christmas trees? Listen, the entire first segment just dragged the good people of DFW and all of our podcast listeners along without paying off those questions. We also mentioned a bunch of other shenanigans, basically, but Ian has asked Google, what is the single greatest use of a Christmas tree, or how did you ask it? What is the single?
The question I said is single greatest Christmas tree fact for people with a big backyard.
Okay, so I've got the actual one, and then he's got the Google one. But really quickly, the answer to the question of could property taxes go away, I'm going to say not anytime soon. But Governor DeSantis in Florida is making a real push for it. There's a couple other states that are really, really, really pushing for it. And I don't care what your politics are, there is some good reason to have this conversation. For example, often senior citizens are on a fixed income or no longer really any income. They have paid off their house. They have no debt on their home. but they cannot fully own it because of the property taxes in some of the higher property tax states like Texas. Therefore, the cost of staying in their home is going up, not every year, but most years. And they are literally getting taxed out of their home, which I believe is borderline illegal and unconstitutional. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I just think you're wrong, but you can think I'm wrong. We can still love each other and be friends. But the reality is that should not be. It also should not be that you just wipe them out without a plan. So clearly Courtney indicated earlier that, okay, if we get rid of property taxes, how are we going to fund things? One idea, Courtney, is that you just spend less money, that the government just gets less taxes and wastes less taxes. I think the government has plenty of money and spends a lot of it on what I would call dumb stuff. Now, different people think different things are dumb. Different people think that the government does need more money. So that's to be debated elsewhere. This is a real estate show. But from a real estate perspective, you should not buy a home, pay cash or borrow, and then pay that off completely, and then be 70 years old in the home you bought and paid for and no longer able to afford to live there. So there's almost no way to solve for that other than to have hefty exemptions for certain homeowners or to dramatically reduce or get rid of property taxes. Now, nobody wants transfer taxes, which are obviously in some states how you do that. You're like, oh, we have very, very low property taxes, but when you buy a house, you get to pay tax on that like a candy bar. You bought a $500,000 house? Sorry, there's an 8% transfer tax. So here's another $40,000 that it's going to cost you to buy it. So no one really likes any of the alternatives. I'm just telling you the conversation is louder and more real than it's ever been. We're not going to get into this one. I think what actually is maybe more possible is dramatic reduction or eradication of the income tax, the federal income tax. Now, we're not going to get into that right now, but look, could get exciting one way or to other.
We will see.
Now, we've talked Christmas trees. Let's talk about them a little bit more. Real quick, Courtney, what is the right way to do it? Not how do you do it. What is the right way to do it, real or fake? One word.
Real.
Real, okay.
Fake.
I've changed. I used to say real.
Yes.
Now we do fake.
You said not what I do. I do fake. I think the right way is a real.
I think the right way when we didn't have kids was real. It smelled so good, and I had time to crawl under there and water it. And then my number one Christmas tree fact paid off. You want to know it?
Is this like the big greatest facts ever in the world of Christmas trees?
Wait,
with the backyards?
Yeah. You want me to save it?
Paid off. Okay.
Do you want to go Google first?
No. I want to go Google second.
The number one reason to have a real Christmas tree, and the greatest fact when it comes to owning or having or for a season having Christmas trees, is that if you have enough space in your backyard in January when it's super crusty and dried out, you drag it out to the fire pit and you light it, and it burns all of it, the entire Christmas tree, in 19 seconds. And it is a blazing bomb of flaming glory. And that's what caps off your Christmas season. And when you have a fake tree, you don't get to do that. Now,
sounds dangerous.
I like a closing ceremony.
That's why you need a bigger backyard. You need enough space that you're not going to burn the fence down or threaten the neighbors. You need enough space in the backyard to put it in a safe fire pit, light it up in a safe way, get away, and watch that thing just gonzo. It's incredible. It's a festive way to close out the holiday season. It's a little bit sad. It's a little bit exciting. And it is the greatest reason to have a real Christmas tree. The second greatest reason is the smell, the balsam, the smell. But we do fake now because we have a bunch of kids and it's self pre-lit and it's great.
That's how we do it. Would you like to
That's
have
how I do
another
it now.
great
I would like
fact?
to know what Google thinks is the single greatest fact about Christmas trees.
All right. For those with a large backyard, a great fact is that a single acre of Christmas trees provides enough oxygen for about 18 people daily.
That's not a lot.
I mean, you can have
An acre of trees?
18 people can live in your backyard.
I would think it would be more.
No. Google's.
That's just Christmas trees. I mean, I think if you had giant oaks, maybe you're getting a little bit more.
All right.
So there you go.
What's the process called? It's not photosynthesis. It's carbon uptake or something. What's it? Can we Google that? Okay. Not that exciting of a fact, but interesting.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I am glad you did. Okay, so those are our Christmas tree answers. You feel free to answer however you want. As a matter of fact, if you want to text and just let us know if you feel really strongly about it. 214-310-0008 for all your real estate needs and to vote, real tree or fake tree. I'm obviously conflicted by it, but in this stage of life, a pre-lit artificial tree of good enough quality to reuse for a few years is winning in our house.
Carbon sequestration?
Yeah, that's it. Nailed it.
Come on.
Nailed it. Carbon
First
sequestration. I think it's a made-up word, but for a real process.
And my Google search on that was carbon something to do with trees.
Yeah, nailed it. All words are made up, by the way, but there's an order to it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but while we're on the topic of Christmas.
Oh, I know it.
Grapevine.
Probably.
Grapevine refers to themselves as the Christmas capital of Texas. Is it Texas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think Grapevine's a bit of a hidden gem. I think a lot of people, I mean, obviously, if you live there, you probably like it or you know its glory. Many of us are just driving by Grapevine when you're headed to the airport or you're, heading across the Metroplex. You can pass it north-south. You can pass it east-west. I think there's a lot going on there, but this Christmas capital thing is worthy of discussion. So if you're thinking about a move to Grapevine or a move within Grapevine or just scouting out all the benefits of DFW and all the different unique communities, you need to know the Grapevine Christmas is pretty hard. Okay, so when it comes to the Grapevine Christmas capital situation, what do you know, Courtney? Tell me what you got.
Well, they are. They have the largest lighted Christmas parade in North Texas. They've got hundreds of floats. They have stunning shows with which I'm very excited about. This is the drone show.
Yeah.
That is happening this month. Then they just have shops and wineries and buildings that are just all decked out.
So they run this parade right down what I would call downtown Grapevine, right? And so it's 4 city blocks-ish of older traditional downtown buildings. You got restaurants, you have a lot of wineries, you can do wine walks at different times of the year. But this Christmas thing is parade, it's decorations.
It's very charming.
It's sort of like a 40-day long Christmas
ice
festival.
Skating outside of the...
Yeah, they've got the train depot there.
They've got the North Pole Express. 60-foot Christmas tree. I mean, they just really deck it out. And I mean, obviously you can go to their website of Grapevine and see all their community events.
By the way, the drone show...
I'm doing that.
I like it and I don't. And here's what I like. No one gets blown up. You don't have the accidental, your entire fireworks show went off at the wrong time deal.
Sure.
But, the smell of a little burning Christmas holiday flaming glory.
Yeah, but you're not
obviously
far enough away from fireworks
right.
now. They put you far enough back. They don't.
You get a little breeze, though, and you know that was hand-packed and it was potentially dangerous. Smells like freedom in America.
I will say, though, it's not just the downtown area, right, when I think of Grapevine, because we go there every year because we love going to the ice exhibit at the Gaylord Hotel.
Yep.
And this year, you know what's there, right?
At the ice exhibit?
Yep.
What are you pointing
Something to do with Santa is coming to town.
Sorry. I thought you were pointing at the notes.
No. There you go.
Oh my God. I know.
Elf. I don't remember Elf being there before, and I'm trying to rack my brain.
Throne of lies.
Maybe one time. I can't remember though. I don't remember it being Elf before.
No, we
we
went for Charlie Brown one year.
Definitely done that. I don't. There's definitely been Frosty. I'm trying to rack my brain, but I don't think there's been Elf.
I don't think they've done
Well,
it.
I'm really pumped about it.
While we're talking, go ahead.
One more thing. On that, how many pounds of ice do you believe make up the ice exhibit?
1 million.
You are 50% off, sir.
2?
2 million pounds of ice make up the ice exhibit.
Man,
It's really good.
Only our YouTube viewers get to see my Dr. Evil pose right now.
6,700 massive blocks of ice.
To be clear, I thought I was just bizarrely over exaggerating. And then when you said 100% off, I was going to go the other way and be like 500,000. So that's nuts. And people are dragging that into a hotel from trucks outside, refrigerated. It's crazy.
So cool.
So as we talk Grapevine Christmas and as we talk off downtown main drag strip, there's an incredible food hall down there that they decorate. It's really cool at Christmas time too. But off the main strip, the wineries are mostly on the main drag, but the vineyards, Grapevine, the city of Grapevine, known for its grapevines, There are still
Wait,
some
what?
active vineyards right outside of town. And they're pretty cool. And you can do some wine tastings and tours and visits there too. Pretty darn cool. So, hey, good job, Grapevine. We're going to come see you. Merry Christmas. Check out Grapevine. Know what you know. DFW's got lots to offer, and Grapevine's a big part of that. Okay. Very, very cool stuff. Now, I mentioned that one of the greatest things to do to wrap up the Christmas holiday, especially if you have a real tree, is to go out if you have a big enough backyard and just light that bad boy on fire. Do it safely, but it's incredible. Doesn't last very long, but it's super, super fun. Now, I think
bring Christmas trees and real estate into it together real quick.
Sure. I'm going to come back, and after you do that, to like other ways to go fully Christmas when you have the space with a big backyard.
That works.
Okay.
This story is a little old, like a year old, but I think it's really cool, and I think it's something that we should all know about. So, what is one iconic movie scene to do with a giant Christmas tree? If you know it.
Christmas Vacation.
Not that one.
No, that's the best one.
To do with
Clark Griswold taking the station wagon, walking out, and just murdering like a 70-foot tall Christmas tree, shoving in his living room.
Not that. It takes place in New York City.
So it's not what I said.
And it takes place with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
In Home Alone 2.
I think you're wrong, but go ahead.
And almost a year ago, the Home Alone house sold for $5.5 million. And the cool thing that I like about this story is it actually went under contract a week after it was listed in May of 2024.
Okay.
And they came to an agreement to have a 7-month lease back, so they could enjoy
one more
Christmas in that house. I like that.
Do you think they did like the Michael Jordan figurine on the record player?
I sure hope so.
I hope they just.
I hope they did all of it.
Paint buckets.
I loved that story.
It's charming.
Anytime that is posted, that story gets posted online every year this time of year, and every time it does, one of the first comments is like, "I just want to know what Kevin's dad did for a living."
You know? Yeah,
for sure.
And what an atrocious mother that his mom really was.
Wow.
Great actress.
Yeah.
My favorite.
She nailed it. People hate her because of that role. Okay. Now, if you don't have to have 5 acres. We specialize in kind of that half acre to 5 or 10 acre, the big backyard deal, but we also specialize in desirable neighborhood homes. So like most backyards apply, but if you have a little more space, the Christmas season is a really, really fun season. So we had all my family over for Thanksgiving. And so the next morning is like the beginning of Christmas season, right? And all my nieces and nephews and my kids are like, when are we doing s'mores? Not can we do s'mores, but obviously that's what we do now. It's that time of year. They want to do Christmas s'mores. So Christmas s'mores for them depends on who likes what, but you replace your graham cracker with your oatmeal iced cookie. And then you get whatever Christmas cookies and things you like, whether that's like a gingerbread cookie or like the Oreo type cookies with the peppermint filling. And you start making s'mores, just this giant concoction of any meltable thing in between 2 less meltable things. And they go out there. And that's just one example of, during the Christmas holidays, how to go out when it's cold, sit around a fire. Ian is a local champion of front yard inflatable Christmas decorations. We have gone just the way we've landscaped and things. We are now experimenting with the backyard inflatables, Ian, where the kids enjoy the lights in the front yard.
Kind of like it.
And then we have a lot of glass in our house so you can see the backyard. So as they're walking through the house, when you don't get to see the front yard as much, we're playing with the backyard inflatables, which is pretty cool.
We had a very sad moment as we put up the inflatables this year, but it's going to turn into a very joyous thing.
Did you guys suffer a loss?
We had to say RIP, I hope all is well with you in inflatable heaven, to Bucky, the Bucky Beaver.
Oh, that is sad. Yeah. That wasn't even that old.
No, it was only a year old.
He was new.
He was new.
Bucky's, get your quality right.
But it does mean we get to go and pick out something new this weekend.
We have had a Santa pops out of the chimney inflatable for like a decade. And it won't die. Respect to the manufacturer, but he slows down a little bit every year. So he's a little slower, as real Santa might be, a little slower in and out of the chimney as he ages.
My favorite is we have a penguin and we have a snowman that are sharing a milkshake, and guess what? They shake while enjoying the milkshake.
I see what you did there. On that note, and we're way too far down this rabbit hole, but we have a Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, a giant one, and Mary has sort of become untethered from Joseph and Jesus, which is not biblical at all. But her top half is not as firmly connected to the others. And so she does the occasional car dealership whiplash thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, listen, Mary's just really, really excited to give birth to the Savior of the world. I mean,
Let's go.
she's fired up.
Yep.
Me too.
Find me a woman who's not fired up to deliver.
I mean, it takes a day or so, but yeah, I get you.
Sure.
Emotionally, mentally.
Yeah.
God bless all the moms around Christmas time. Okay, listen, if you have questions about your real estate, call or text 214-310-0008. We are here to answer your questions, not only right now on radio, on podcast, on YouTube, but all throughout the week as we, the Todd Tremonti home selling team, guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time, and guarantee to save you at least $5,000 throughout the process of buying a home. And most of our stories with buyers right now are saving $30,000, saving $40,000, getting a mortgage rate bought down, meaning the seller paying to get the buyer's mortgage rate down an entire percentage point for a year or 2 or 3 years, paying some closing costs, paying for additional repairs, covering significant fees throughout the process. So it is a very opportune time to be a buyer right now, and our team is working very, very hard. But I think the home run situation right now is if you are selling and buying, we need to be on the phone right now. We're not expecting you to like jump in and go do both of those things right now before Christmas or before the end of the year, but to have the conversation, to start getting the ducks in a row so that you can figure out your best timing, your best strategy, your best plan to knock it out of the park selling and buying in 2026. Maybe for you, that best time would be January. Maybe for you, it's July. Maybe for you, it's next December. But to have that conversation now, and we're offering what we call free strategy sessions, and you can get one by calling or just texting the word strategy to 214-310-0008. That's 214-310-0008. Just call or text. You can text the word strategy or whatever you want to say, or just call us. We'll get you set up. Doesn't cost anything. We can do it on Zoom if we have to. Otherwise, we'll sit down and we'll buy you a cup of coffee or a Coke or a Topo Chico or whatever you're into.
And we're telling you all that from the Trinity Home Advisors Home Warranty Studio.
Believe it. That's right. And if you don't know really what a home warranty is, or someone's always told you that home warranties are a scam, that's basically why Trinity Home Warranties exist. Trinity Home Advisors Home Warranties. That's why they exist, because they also thought the home warranty model was broken. They have a different home warranty business model, and they have a different home warranty financial model. Here's what that means for you. They want to honor your claim. So you get a home warranty. It covers the basic systems in your home. It's not insurance, but it's in that conversation that if the basic systems in your home break, you call them instead of figuring out the right vendor. They send out the vendor. You pay them a small trip fee, and they take care of the rest. Now, typical home warranty, oftentimes we'll say, oh, sorry, we can't honor that claim. But Trinity has a different business model. They're literally keeping you current on how to maintain your home and those major systems so that A, they don't ever break, and B, if they do break, then they're going to cover it. They have a different financial model where they have cash reserves in place to make sure they can really, really care for their clients. So they're going to help you maintain your home better, enjoy it, have things break less. But when those things do happen, they're going to cover those things at a much, much, much higher rate. TrinityHomeAdvisors.com, TrinityHomeAdvisors.com. Trinity Home Advisors Home Warranty is going to take care of you like they're taking care of a bunch of our friends and clients. That's TrinityHomeAdvisors.com.
I'm running out of time to say this, but if you have not checked your home valuation this year, you have like 3 weeks to do so.
Yeah.
Go over to ToddTremontiTeam.com, click on the home valuation tab, and in less than a minute, 45 to 50 seconds, tops, if you have good internet.
Yep.
Dodgy internet, I can't make that promise. But you'll find out what your home's worth, home equity. You can get cash offers. You can reach out to us directly from doing that home valuation, ToddTremontiTeam.com.
You have less than 3 weeks to do it, and it's only going to take you 47 seconds. So
come on.
If you own a home, I'm not trying to harm you or insult you, but how foolish is it not to check its value and then get an automatic update of its value every 30 days?
Come on.
How much equity do you have? What could you sell it for? I don't know if you're going to sell it. You don't know if you're going to sell it. Even if you have no plan to sell it, do you want to know what your stock portfolio is worth every 30 days or so? Do you want to know what any other investments are worth every 30 days or so? you should check your property value.
I mean, here's the deal. Santa's going to be here in like 17 days and like 8 hours or so. If you came face to face with Santa and he says, yo, Todd, I got these gifts for you, but you didn't do your home evaluation.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Imagine.
What would your answer be, Todd?
Imagine if he's, I would say I did do it. But if he said you didn't do it and I hadn't done it, I would just say, Santa, I just feel tremendous shame and you should take the gifts to someone else.
There you go. I also don't know why Santa sounded like he's a little bit from the Northeast. You know what I mean?
I know why all of your accents sound bizarre, but I love them. So please don't ever change.
Yeah,
We
okay.
love you. Stay the same. Okay, listen, people. If you are, or your family is, or your friends are, at any time right now or in the next few weeks, beginning to think about next year. You're like, hey, we're thrilled about Christmas. We're thrilled about New Year's, Hanukkah, happy holidays, all the things. But we are starting to think like, hey, next year, we want to upgrade. Next year, we want to downsize. Next year, we want to add an investment property. Next year, we want to do an addition. We want to do a big remodel. We should be talking about that now. And we offer what we call a free strategy session. It's 100% free to you. It's 30 to 90 minutes of one of our full-time, fully dedicated real estate agent specialists who either only specialize in helping sellers get over the average price and under the average time, or who only specialize in helping buyers get access to the most opportunity, the most homes at the best deals with the most protection and the most joy in the process. Our agents specialize in one or the other. You'll get 30 to 90 minutes from one of those agents in person at no charge, no obligation. You don't have to sign anything. Now, if you just want to ask some questions about some vendors and some potential remodels, we can usually do that over the phone or by Zoom. But if you're thinking, hey, we're going to want to sell in the next few years, we are willing to give you 30 to 90 minutes of our time and buy you a cup of coffee or a Coke or a glass of water, whatever the case is. That is a gift from us to you. Now, obviously, one of our goals would be to earn your trust and be your agent or your broker. We're not trying to hide that, but we don't mind if that's 5 years from now. We don't mind if that's 6 months from now. We don't mind if you never do business with us and you introduce us to a friend or family member. But if you would like to take advantage of that free gift, all you have to do is call or text 214-310-0008. Just text the word strategy to 214-310-0008 or go online to
TouchYourMoneyTeam.com.